This is Soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Coaching staff was just like, you need to go through the same routine you were going through in the minor leagues. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Our skipper actually moved me up to the 2-hole in the order in the middle of that and said, hey, you're our guy, you're going to play, and we believe in you. And then got a few hits, started believing in myself.
Oh, Julio's coming back. Oh, forget it. Forget it. The game's over. Oh, Julio.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
All right, I do believe by the end of this hour of this week's show, we're going to find out if we're all believers. Who's a believer at this table here at Jack Daniel's?
It depends on who we're believing in.
Okay, that's
we
my
believe
point.
in McNeese, LSU, Saints, or Astros.
There we go.
Okay.
You laid it out nicely.
Okay.
Boys and girls, we're going to find out. We're going to give each other about 59 and a half minutes to come to that conclusion.
I've got my answers.
There's a
on
hot
all
pop
of them.
song hitting airwaves, Believers. I think it's Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
I wish we had that as our theme song tonight. I think, guys, we're at a point in the season, all right, when it comes to the Cowboys, Tigers, obviously the Astros in a World Series, we'll get into that, and the Saints, that do we have enough evidence? I think we do.
Oh, yeah.
Except for one.
We're there.
Except for one. We'll get into that. Let's do a little bit of
Why would I
abnormal
think that would be my
beginning.
Tigers, though? Wow.
Let's start abnormally. Let's start with baseball. This is great for this region. The
It is.
Houston Astros are in the World Series, second time in franchise history against one of those old-timers franchise with all that history in the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah, that's my only problem. I know it's been 4 years now, right? But I'm sorry. Astros Dodgers doesn't sound like a World Series.
World Series.
No.
Astros Yankees.
You're so used to
sound
hearing the
like
Yankees.
A World
No, they're so
Series.
used to hearing the
But
Yankees.
that wasn't a World Series.
This one should be good.
Oh, it should.
If Verlander and Kershaw pitch the way everybody expects them to pitch, it should go 7, right?
And
it should
look,
go 7.
I'm not a real baseball guy like
Do we
Scooter
know are they
and
going
y'all.
to go head
But
to head?
let me just say this.
I think so.
In bringing Verlander in, was he the guy that made the difference?
Oh.
Could they have done this without him? Because they didn't have him at the beginning of the year.
I don't think so.
They didn't have him.
No.
I don't know. They got him fairly late.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in the World Series.
No, they don't get
He's
by the
that big a
Yankees.
part of it.
I mean, who would have pitched those 2 games
They wouldn't have
where
got by
he
the
was
Yankees.
dominant?
I don't think so.
That answers my question.
We don't have a crystal ball, but I just don't
know.
think so.
But
He's huge.
He is. I mean, I've seen him play.
He's a former Cy Young winner, and he is just his experience, his calmness, his poise, his presence makes a difference.
Wow.
And his talent.
Wow.
His talent.
Well, you know what? You have to
And
credit.
Kate Upton's in the stands.
But you have to credit the organization to know that that was the missing piece. I mean, do you say that to the Astros organization? Are they that smart enough to know that was the missing piece?
They bring him in, big money, late in the year, right before trade deadline, seconds they say before trade deadline, and they're in the World Series. It's the deal.
Can I ask a dumb question, Scooter?
Well, let's don't forget.
Let me ask a dumb question, Scooter. Just a dumb question.
When they brought him in, they had the best record in the American League.
True.
Okay.
And the most offense. Very good point. Very good
So
point.
it wasn't like they were floundering around.
No, but they don't beat the Yankees with that.
But I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
But don't say, oh, this turned them around.
Look,
they were a good team all year.
No. Go ahead.
Scooter's the baseball guy. Rick, you also. I'm going to ask a dumb question. Who in the hell would let him go?
Apparently the Tigers.
Okay.
He wasn't having a great
Can
year.
I say that?
He wasn't having a great year.
And apparently the Tigers are in that. And I'm kind of with you, Kevin.
Jeez.
I've never understood when, the Astros were the worst at this a few years ago.
Yes.
You rebuild by getting rid of your biggest stars. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you keep the stars and get rid of the bad ones
Yeah.
and build around the stars?
Build around that.
Yeah,
I never quite
just
understand
think,
that.
I see your point, Hobbs, but I think it's the deal that put him in the series. It's the deal that put him over the edge. It's the deal that closed the deal for the Houston Astros.
It allowed
I know
them
now
to
they're thinking that.
survive, basically their bats going cold
Yeah,
in the championship series.
big time.
But so
Yeah.
But you never, that can happen at any time.
It can.
So,
All right.
sure.
We've got Tuesday? What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday. They take Thursday off of this
Yes.
week, and they come back Friday, Saturday, if
Sunday.
these games are necessary.
Right.
I hope they're all. I want to see.
I think it'll go
games
7. It'll go
out
7 games.
there.
It'll
I
go
want
7.
7 games. So it's a
It'll go 7 games.
2-3-2 series.
Yeah.
Two in Los Angeles,
It's the
3
World
in
Series.
yeah.
Yeah.
2-3-2.
It's always been that way.
Well, I might be getting mixed up with the NBA. They changed that in the NBA. Was that 2-2-1-1?
Yeah, the NBA goes
2-3-2.
Back and forth, back and forth. All right. McNeese Cowboys win homecoming. No question they were going to win. I'm going to throw this out just to hash it a little bit. It's not the important subplot to this game, but a very disappointing attendance for homecoming. Less than 9,500.
Rick, you took the words out of my mouth. I didn't stay for
Less
the entire
than
game,
9,500.
but I was there for the opening. And you know what kind of got me? My brother and I was sitting there looking. First kickoff.
Yeah.
I said, we leaving early?
96-yard return.
I said, are we leaving early?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had some issues.
Wow.
We'll get into that when we talk about the Cowboys. We're going to do them in the second segment, and we'll save LSU for the third. Let's get on the Tigers. Don't answer it, but I laid out the question. I know you're always a believer. Well, I don't know. You've been pretty down on the Tigers at times this year.
I've had my reasons why.
You know, look, believer to a point. Believer to a point, right?
Oh, sure.
And that point is what?
What do you mean believer to a
We believe in. I believe in LSU
believe in
to a
them
point.
up
I believe in LSU. I do believe in
until
LSU.
Alabama.
Until Alabama.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
I'm
that-
not taking that leap.
That to me, Rick, a lot of things can happen, Rick. If you play well and make it a game, people will gain respect for you because we know that's the top dog.
That is what it's come to.
We know that's the top dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
A&M
Now,
finally got some respect
yeah.
for playing within 9 of them.
Yes.
If it gets away from you, Rick,
Which it could.
I can promise you that if it's a 20-point deficit, we won't have a great comeback. I promise you.
Well,
we will not have a great comeback.
let me state
If
the
it's
obvious.
that, Rick,
Let me
okay?
just state the
I'm
obvious
just being
of what
honest.
I've seen with LSU and Alabama. If the offense, and a huge if LSU's offensive line just plays out of their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, out of their mind, LSU has a puncher's chance. But
Let me tell you something,
there's
Rick.
so much youth and
Don't
not
even
enough.
go
Let me
there.
let me tell you something,
believe
Rick.
it. If the offensive line,
Rick,
all right? I mean,
That
Darius Geis.
That is the mother of all ifs right there.
It is a big if. It is
You
a
know-
big if. But I'm giving them a puncher's chance if they can somehow level the playing field against Alabama's defensive.
Okay.
We'll call it
The
front
thing,
seven.
the thing with that, Rick, with the experience that Alabama has, and with the people that they've got, and with the talent that they've got. Now, these are a lot of things that LSU may only have one of, that Alabama has 3 of.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, only one, Rick. So, Rick, you know, and I'm hoping people going into this game not thinking that Darius Geis is going to run for 273 yards.
No.
Okay?
No.
Okay? Granted, hats off to the kid. Wow, what a great job. But, Rick, LSU's going to have to find out, this is my scheme on how, this is what Coach Arnsparger would say to us, the best coach ever.
You're getting too involved, Kevin.
He say, when you've got a school such as an Alabama that's big, you don't play the school, you don't play the name, you play individuals.
Okay.
That's how you win,
All right,
Rick.
we'll get into
Rick,
more of
and
that.
that's called, in other words, matchups, Rick.
Yeah,
you can't
matchups
beat
are-
the, you can't beat
It's
Alabama.
2 weeks until that
Yeah,
game.
you can't beat Alabama, but you can beat individuals that they have.
Beat that man in front of you. Okay. We got McNeese coming up. We got more about LSU. Saints are coming up. We're going to talk Trey Quinn later on in the show.
Yes.
And we're also going to tell you why the LaGrange Gators and the Lafayette Lions are now having to forfeit their games this week.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Also,
need to talk about
head
that.
coach Jeff Wainwright is going to join us a little bit
Yes.
later on in the show about a huge upset for the Tours over Acadiana this past week and how they might be able to parlay that
You're right.
into a district, maybe deeper into a district title
I agree.
and a run in the playoffs. So we got Tour football to talk about and a whole lot more.
A lot more.
When Soundoff60 returns to Jack Daniels at LaVerge Casino. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaVerge Casino Resort.
In 1975, we brewed the original light beer with more taste and only 96 calories. We think that's worth celebrating. Miller Lite, back in the original bottle.
Load up on entries for your chance to win a 2017 Chevy Silverado Black Ops or additional prizes.
So you haven't been hearing me talk about prices very much in our TV commercials lately, but there's some offers available on a Camry right now that are just too good to not talk about. With Toyota's rebates on our discounts, you can get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Camry, or if you like to trade up every couple of years, you can do what my wife and I do and lease one for $279 a month with $0 due at signing. You literally don't even have to bring your wallet with you to buy the car. If you've been thinking a Toyota Camry was a little bit more money than you wanted to spend, come let us show you how affordable it can be to own a new Toyota. Lake Charles Toyota, raise your expectations.
All right, welcome back to the show. I want to remind you the L'Auberge Casino big Halloween party with the Molly Ringwalds coming up Saturday in the special event concert center. They're bringing it to the big house.
Yes, they are.
Okay, $10,000 costume contest. And here in Jack Daniels, it's Paul the Cat's after party.
After party.
So
we'll be right here.
Party like it's 1999 Halloween. Paul the Cats.
Who the Cats?
Paul the Cats.
Paul, like Paul.
Paul.
Okay.
Paul.
P-A-W.
Yeah.
They're going to be here at Jack Daniels. So it's $10 cover charge here for the after party, or just bring your Halloween party ticket to get into Jack Daniels free. So there's a big party, and then there's an even bigger after party here at Jack Daniels.
It's guys.
Got that straight?
Guys, you would be surprised at some of the acts that's going to be here for the Halloween party. When you're talking about a first place prize of $10,000,
$10,000.
You've got people coming from around the state that's saying, you know what, I need to get a part of this. So it's going to be real big.
It's going to be wild indeed.
It's going to be big.
Speaking of wild, wild start and a wild game, but a great game for the McNeese Cowboys. Homecoming win over Incarnate Word. Look, Incarnate Word is Incarnate Word.
Take it for what it is. Take it for what it is, Rick.
And once they got past that kickoff return,
it was pretty much all down here after that.
Kind of looked like Incompetent Word.
There you go.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I like that. Newspaper boy is always good for that. Could have been the headline. That could have been the headline if you wanted to be nasty.
Yeah.
All right, look, y'all know my feelings on Incarnate Word. You know my feelings on Houston Baptist, even though they're.
I'm with you.
You know, it is what it is. But you're right. You saw the opening kickoff. The Cowboys have been tinkering with coverages, have been okay, but at times not okay.
Yeah.
So it was a matter of time before they broke it.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting, though, I didn't notice it because I'm just kind of getting into the game. I'm just getting. Lance Guidry said our kicker hasn't been getting enough elevation on the kicks, which means
to give coverage time. To give coverage time, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that was an excuse.
I can see that, though.
You know, from a football coach speak, it could very well have been.
Well, Rick,
I didn't see it. I mean,
no, but that's a good
I
point.
look up and the guy's going 90
yards.
yards.
Every week for 4 pick sixes?
Anytime.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay.
Anytime.
No.
Anytime.
Yeah,
well, four.
Jared Lee must have been in the building.
Four. Well, no.
Cannot believe you said that, boy.
They were shuttling in quarterback. That's NCAA record time.
Really?
With four? They had 5 picks.
Yeah,
one was
but 4 was for touchdowns.
4 went for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Well, I remember a game LSU gave up 3.
Don't you say it?
Really?
Don't you say it?
It was one of the famous Auburn games. That Auburn.
Okay, that wasn't me. We never played them. Okay,
93 or 4.
We never played them. That wasn't me.
Yeah. 93 or 4. I forget.
Really, Scooter gave up 3?
Wow.
And all in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
LSU was way up.
Wow. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. So, look, the Cowboys move up to 18 in the coaches poll. They say at 20 in the media poll. I think that's short. I know it's against Incarnate Word. That's short-changing them a little.
But still, Rick, you've got to put that number up, because if that number's not higher than that, then people are suspect. Okay?
Good point.
So you got to make that number high.
Look, Cowboys with over 300 yards passing, 157 rushing, so they turn it. They do a flip-flop.
Yeah.
They do a flip-flop. Tabaree goes nuts passing the ball. I mean, again, Incarnate Word. The defense, once again, guys, I mean, geez. They give up 65 yards passing, 84-ish in rushing. They're just piling. All right, before we get to Central Arkansas, okay, here they are.
Central Arkansas is a beast.
All right, they're 4-1. They're tied. They're still tied for 3rd in the conference with Nichols and Sam Houston. Central Arkansas off, and Southeastern is coming out of nowhere, scoring like crazy. They're alone in 2nd. Let's run the table. We'll start with you. Are you believing in the Cowboys? Is the numbers that you see that they're putting up in the conference, are you believers from top to bottom? Are you a believer?
I'm a believer to a degree. This is what gets me, Rick, and that game still hangs out there. Is Nichols that good?
Well, they're in the top 25.
Is Nichols that good? Yeah, is Nichols that good?
They continue to win.
My thing is this.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
because
quarterback.
Remember now, McNeese lost to them.
Yes.
So when you say, am I a believer?
Now, LSU lost
Hey,
to
we're talking about McNeese, okay?
Set him straight. Set him straight.
I can believe to a degree that if they play the way they're capable of playing, I can believe that they can be a good football team. That's the best I can do, Rick.
Not great?
To answer his question.
Good right now because, you know, this week will tell me if you're great.
Right, there you go. Okay.
This week will tell me if you're great.
It was a little bit flukish and very embarrassing, but for the most part, McNeese did dominate Nicholls State.
Yes.
If
They
you
did.
remember
No,
that
no.
game.
Yeah.
No, they did,
So-
Scooter.
so-
It was right there at the end.
So yes, McNeese is
It was
better
right there
than
at the end.
Nicholls State.
Okay.
Nickel, I would like to be a believer, but I got to see it.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it in a couple of years where McNeese goes on the road and wins a huge game.
This is a big game, Rick.
They've got to win.
And Coach Lance
And
Gidry
let's
knows
face
that.
it,
This is a big game.
With the one game at, what was it?
Alabama,
Sam
Abilene,
Houston.
Abilene Christian. That was a close one, 13-7
Yeah,
at Abilene.
The big one they had, though, was Sam Houston.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen that yet, where they really look like they put it all together in and I wouldn't even call that a big game, but a fairly big game.
So,
Plus, don't forget, Central Arkansas, that screwy blue and gray, whatever it is, field has been McNeese's little shop of horrors, too.
Yeah.
they beat them last year.
No.
Well,
No.
Beat them last year, or the year before.
yeah.
I think we have an agreement. All right.
Okay.
I watch a lot of McNeese football. All right. I'm a believer of what I see on the field against the competition. You got to play who's on the schedule.
That's it.
They haven't played, to your point, that upper echelon.
This
yet.
will be the team.
They haven't. Stephen F. Austin, to me, was not upper echelon.
This will be
Abilene
the
Christian, long road game, some factors in
Yeah.
there. Houston Baptist, a whole bit. They haven't. This is the one that proves
This
it.
is the
and
one.
Southeastern.
Yeah.
Southeastern will be difficult as well. I think Northwestern to a degree, Lamar not so much.
And
it
Rick-
all hinges, again, like we've been talking about, the Halloween matchup
Yeah.
in Conway, Arkansas against Central Arkansas. I'm a believer from what I see on the field and how they've executed.
This will be
Have
a good
they
game
had
for
issues
Coach
where the
Lance
offense
Gidry.
have been, passing game, running game, and then the
I
secondary.
just say, but going into this game, it's like, you almost feel better about McNeese's defense than their offense. And I wouldn't have thought that.
No,
going
I
in
think they've worked
to
out the
season.
secondary.
Yeah.
They have worked
Yeah.
out their issues with the secondary. What I didn't realize, though, until Gidry in his post-game comments, and I hope I'm not speaking out of school. Now, he said it in camera, he said post-game. He's not a big fan of McNeese's artificial turf. He says it's just as bad as Central Arkansas.
Really?
And I didn't realize that he had those strong sentiments about his own turf. Lance Gidry.
Yeah.
It's too
They
slippery.
just replaced
I
that.
know. Well, it's 2 or 3 years.
it's just
It's too
slippery.
slippery.
Yeah.
It's too slippery. And Central Arkansas, he says, is worse. Now, he says they're used to it because they play on a slippery AstroTurf.
Yeah.
I mean, I got out there and ran my 40-yard dashes
But the
in
thing
my
is, Rick,
half-inch cleats,
but
and I
mean,
didn't find it that slippery.
And as Coach Lance Gidry knows,
I'm just joking. I didn't run out
he
there
can.
on a 40
The
40-yard
turf is
dash.
slippery, but Rick, you make adjustments to the shoes that you wear. That's
It's-
what fixes
it's-
that.
That's
I mean, it
Lewis
doesn't
on
matter.
that
It
field.
doesn't
We
matter
gotta
what
go
type
get
of turf
Lewis.
you.
Let
You
Lewis
can
run the 40.
You can
Let
adjust.
Lewis put some stick 'em on that
It's-
field
You can
or
adjust to
something.
what type of shoes you wear to fit
If
this.
it's slippery, it's slippery.
Yeah. But I mean,
he's expert.
but there are
practices
shoes
on
though.
it. He
But there are
plays on
shoes
it.
that compensates for that.
Okay. All
There
right. So
are.
anyway,
we played on turf
Central
before.
Arkansas, Saturday night, ESPN3 internet live streaming on the Cowboys and the Bears. It's Central Arkansas's.
That's a good test for the Cowboys.
It's going to be a
is.
big game. It'll
I agree.
decide. It will be a long way, a measuring stick of who wins this conference. Sam Houston's
will.
still sitting out there now. Remember that, with one loss.
But what
to
you say
Central
about
Arkansas.
McNeese going up there and can pull off a win, being away from home, Rick, now you're saying the Cowboys are coming to their own.
We're believers to a point. All right. We still got Sulphur Golden Tour football to talk about
Yes.
later on in the show. Coming up next, we're going to talk LSU.
My
We still
Tigers.
got the Saints, who have won 4 straight.
Wow.
The question
Wow.
remains, are
Wow.
we believers
Wow.
in that? We got Trey Quinn to
All
talk
right.
about. I mean, the list goes on and on. And high school football, LaGrange and Lafayette find themselves in the
Wow.
crosshairs of the Athletic Association. That and so much more when we come back to Jack Daniels. Stay right here.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Are you trying to stay cool with a temporary fix? There's a smarter solution. Save on your monthly energy costs while enjoying quiet and consistent comfort this summer with a highly efficient air conditioning system from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal cooling, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solarsupply.
We are back at Jack Daniels at L'Auberge Casino. Coming up a little bit later on, Sulphur Golden Tour head football coach Jeff Wainwright will join us to talk about the big win over Acadiana and
big
where
win
his
over
team
Acadiana
stands. We got Trey Quinn to talk about, Saints to talk about. We are not going to talk about any anthem protests.
No, we won't. Week. No, we won't. Let's pass on that.
But we got college football to talk about.
Yeah, let's pass on that.
Later on, the first college football poll is coming out after this weekend's games. It'll be next week.
But let me tell you something.
Lot to come.
If there's a team that I looked at this week and could possibly be in contention of beating Bama, it's Penn State. I'm getting ahead. Dude, have y'all?
Every time I
come back, Rick. I'll bring it back. I'm sorry. I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back, Rick. I'm sorry. I'll bring it back.
How long we been doing
Bring it back, Rick.
You haven't learned that yet?
I'll bring it back, Rick. I'm sorry.
He doesn't have
I just get excited, Rick, sometimes. You know what I mean, buddy?
Every time I do a TVT,
I just get excited,
you jump
Rick,
in there and want to talk about it. All right,
I just get excited.
LSU and Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Impressive
Not
win.
a very good football team.
Well, look, they had great receivers. I mean,
Big receivers, wow.
Don't they lead the
big
SEC
receivers,
in
man.
passing?
By a bunch. By
big
70
receivers.
yards a game.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I'm not taking anything away from LSU. I don't think they had a few drops, things like that. And this quarterback, Shea Patterson, who you know now is out for the year.
He's out. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat.
It turns out he should have not played.
He shouldn't have went back in.
I did not know that, and that is not good for that young man.
Yeah, he shouldn't have went. No, for the team. For the team, pretty much.
But you know,
Louisiana guy.
He played his senior year at that IMG in Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
And, you know,
I got you.
From Shreveport.
I got
Who
you.
knows?
I got you.
What's up there? And first time I've seen him play live, and I thought he was a little. He wasn't shy about just throwing it for grabs a little bit.
Letting the receiver make a play.
But I'll say this, and we can talk about guys, we can talk about everything else. I mean, you watch that game, sure.
Closely.
And this is close to your heart. This right now, for the last probably 3 games, this is as good as I remember in LSU secondary.
Scooter, let me say, when you're done.
Now, Florida didn't have a top-flight quarterback. But Auburn and Ole Miss did, and had really good receivers, and that's his lockdown of secondary.
Let me tell you, when you can play 80% of your defensive plays on defense with your corners being locked down, Rick, that's saying you're pretty damn good.
What do you mean by lockdown? Man on man?
Man on man.
I mean, those
man on man. Rick, we don't have over-the-top help. When I was there, Rick,
got more than a yard and a half off the line of scrimmage.
Rick, when I was there, Rick, it was probably 50, 60. 40 man coverage, you know what I'm saying? Because we just knew that we could play that way. Yeah, but I had Michael Brooks on my side, not always, Scooter. Rick, when you look at the LSU corners right now, look like they're playing pro-style defense, man, honestly, and I don't know.
A lot of youth back there, too. How many freshmen are back there? 2?
3.
3.
3.
True?
You got 3. Yeah.
2
and a red shirt. Okay. And one. But let me tell you something.
The fourth one, there's a fourth one that plays.
Have you ever seen as great an interception as Tolliver made on that guy? He didn't see the ball.
To me, it wasn't really an interception. It was a strip.
Strip. It's good. What I'm saying. He didn't see. Took it from him. Yeah. Having the mindset to do that, man.
Or the body.
And I tell you what, and what's getting better? The pass interference. I'll give or take 1 or 2 here, though. But you know what? When you playing the way you're playing, I can live with that, Rick.
Okay. When you play a lot of man-to-man, you're going to get a few passes.
I can live with that, though.
You live with that.
I can live with that.
Particularly when you play as aggressive.
And let me tell you something. That defense,
that's the trade-off.
Up front, the linebackers, the only thing that I would wish a little bit more of, I wish Keys would get a little bit more in shape to where he can come off that corner smoking.
Couple of sacks.
He did. He did. But
he's coming around.
I just think that that's not the kid we saw a year ago.
No, and I agree with you.
That's not the kid we saw a year ago.
All right.
And if somehow if he can just be a little bit more of a factor coming off either side, I think that's going to make offenses have to wonder.
Let's get to the obvious. Nearly 500 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Can you explain
500 yards rushing.
Can you explain to me what LSU's doing on offense? Because I don't have a clue.
Well, let me. I don't.
Give it to Geis. Give it to Williams.
You know, but
no,
you can't.
They were non-factors for 2 games before this.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You can't. I don't know, but what LSU did, you can't do that against just anybody. But the thing is, Rick, and I get it, but you know what? Passing is something I want the offense coordinators.
But listen to me. 200 yards passing.
Yes, Rick. But let me say, Rick, Ole Miss was not that great a defense to where they could pressure him now. And you keep saying that, Rick, but Rick, I know what I'm looking at when I see. Rick, Danny may not be able to get a 3-step drop-off against Alabama.
Okay, well,
that's not his fault.
That's the essential, Rick. That's the essential.
They did come up with a workaround.
They did, Scooter. They did.
You know, if I would give them any hope, and I don't.
We're talking Alabama now.
Yeah, but if I was, we know from the last 10 years, one thing Nick Saban is going to do, he's going to figure out what you do that he thinks might beat him.
Take it away from you.
And you're not
Take it away
that.
from you. He takes it away from you, Scooter.
And one thing I like about LSU is they have done it different ways in different games. They've thrown it. Can you imagine getting 500 yards, which they did the other night?
Yeah.
And not complete a single pass to a wide receiver?
Yeah.
I mean, how does that happen?
Yeah.
The week before, the wide receivers were the big stars. They neglect the tailbacks for 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Even the wide receivers were even getting the carries on those jet sweeps. Yeah. And then it's all tailbacks against Ole Miss. So they have been able to do different.
And let me just say this, because we didn't mention it. Alabama secondary has the most picks in the SEC and have the most returns for touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Okay,
look.
wait a minute. Because this is our ongoing battle here. You know who has the fewest interceptions?
My Tigers? Huh? My Tigers?
Etling, yes.
Really?
Do you know how many he has?
But do you know why, Scooter?
1.
But do you know why?
He doesn't throw very much.
Thank you. Well, do you know why? That's why, Scooter. His percentage of throwing, Scooter, probably is the lowest in the SEC. Honestly, Scooter. So quite nasty. You're going to have a low percentage of interceptions.
I thought he played great Saturday. He has one interception, and that was at the end, a desperation throw against Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let me just say this for the record. If you and Scooter, and I'll say it because I know I'm going to be right, he will not play the entire game.
Against Alabama?
He won't.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
remember I said that. Hey, Rick, remember I said that, Rick. Remember I said that, Rick.
You're mojoing the guy to get hurt.
I'm not putting mojo on him, Rick.
You're mojoing him
I'm not putting mojo on him, Rick.
Are you saying he's going to get pulled?
Alabama, Nick Saban is going to do so much to Etling to where the coaching staff at LSU is going to say,
you're nuts.
We got to do something, guys.
If Ed Orgeron pulls Etling out of this game, then it's just because he's lost it completely and got to get Miles Brennan some experience against Nick Saban.
Remember I said it, though.
I'm going to remember that.
Remember I said it.
You're going to eat those words.
Remember I said it now. Okay, right here on Soundoff60.
Got a puncher's chance.
Okay, hey, I'm not against my Tigers, but Rick,
puncher's chance.
I know, Rick, what they're facing right now. I know that, Rick, and they do too.
This is going to be a 2-week build-up, but in 30 seconds.
Yes.
All right, Alabama crushes Tennessee. All right, they crushed Tennessee.
Rick, that was embarrassing, man.
It was embarrassing.
That was embarrassing.
Butch Jones, is he the second to go?
Oh, he's gone.
Is he the second to go? He's gone.
His facial expressions told that after the game, didn't it?
Who was first?
His facial expressions told that after the game.
Ole Miss, Hugh Freeze.
Oh, yeah, well, that was before.
That was before that. That was.
He'll be the second.
That was a done deal, Rick.
All right, you're the ex-player. Are you the passion?
Okay.
What's with the defensive back for Tennessee giving the middle finger salute to an Alabama crowd, and you're losing 28-7?
Stupid. Double barrel, like Scooter said. Double barrel. Stupid.
You're still losing 28-7.
Just stupid. And I hate to say that, though, but just stupid.
What did they say at Oklahoma State? Pistols firing.
Okay. All right. We're gonna pivot. When we come back, Sulphur head football coach Jeff Wainwright will join us here at Jack Daniels to talk about the big win over Acadiana and a whole lot more when it comes to the Tornadoes. Stay right there. We're coming right back.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
This is the original light beer, brewed with the belief that a beer could be light and not compromise on taste, to be enjoyed from opener to headliner. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Load up on entries for your chance to win a 2017 Chevy Silverado Black Ops or additional prizes.
Are you trying to stay cool with a temporary fix? There's a smarter solution. Save on your monthly energy costs while enjoying quiet and consistent comfort this summer with a highly efficient air conditioning system from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal cooling, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solarsupply.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels. We want to welcome in Jeff Wainwright, head football coach for the Sulphur High School Golden Tornadoes.
I know that's
and
right.
you guys are spinning across the river. How do you go to Acadiana and upset the top-ranked team in the state?
Well, it just
big win.
Yeah, the kids played outstanding. It's something that we prepare for each week, and we finally accomplished something that it was just a big goal of ours to play good in a big game, and we played outstanding.
That had to be one heck of a halftime speech.
Well, I had to get down to my white shirt.
There you go.
But it was no coaching adjustments.
Yeah.
The kids, basically we kind of showed them the 2 or 3 things that needed to be tweaked, and they made the adjustments, start playing faster. Coach Davidson, what he does with his offense, you can't simulate it at practice, and it's a big, giant help for them in the first quarter, first half. And if you got to stay in the ball game long enough to get some punches in the second half, and our kids learned, got to the speed of the game. We're as fast as them, just as most of the 5A teams are, and just our kids believed in what they were doing, believed in each other, had each other's back, and it was something special to watch them boys go after.
Coach, I make a lot of you guys games. There's a lot of players that you have on your team that I'm really familiar with. And the thing that I notice about you, and just tell me, because I don't notice this in a lot of high school coaches, very seldom you get upset about issues that go on the field that's right in front of you.
No.
Do you let your coaches deal with that or what?
No, well, what we do is we're talking about the next play. Last play, that's a different set of circumstances. And I get on our coordinators, I get on water people, I get on everybody about, we're moving on to the next play. We're going to use the last play for the theories and ideas that we need to gain. And then we're going on to the next play, because if you play that last play again, this play, you're going to fail again.
You lost.
And so it's just a motto that, I've been there since day one. We're going to forget about 2012 versus 2013. We're forgetting about last week's game. We're moving on to Nish. We locked in on Nish.
Yeah.
And this is a trampoline game for us. We're trying to spring forward off of last week. So
I like that.
Big.
I like that too. Did you?
But it's every
did you
down.
have to make a conscious effort.
Oh yeah, no, you got to.
You have to, because I notice them a lot.
You got to live it.
That's your natural personality.
It's a little bit natural, but once you start, you get so angry at someone dropping a ball, and then you forget to call the next play. And I did that at Kinder as a young coach.
Yeah.
And then I sat home watching a fire burn one night and said, you know what? That next play was my fault. Ain't nobody dropped that ball. That was Coach Wainwright dropped the ball.
Wow, but that makes a lot of sense,
Coach.
You
gotta learn that, and it's hard. It's really hard to teach that to young coaches.
Yeah.
Because
I noticed that in you and your staff too.
But there's a lot of anger sometimes that you got to cover up.
Because
it's just
passion.
it's just
It
passion.
is.
It's
It
passion.
is.
It's passion.
But the kids Friday night. We're not satisfied with the first half, and we have some explosive kids on offense that can score from anywhere on the field against anybody, and that's what happened. We got loose. Our tailback got loose. Gage Rapp had a big night. Quarterback did a great job. Brandon Walker made an unbelievable catch down the sideline, and all these things just led up to you know, the outcome.
We'll give your tailback some props. 237, 240 yards
23
rushing.
carries.
That's big.
Yeah.
His name, what is he?
Glenn
like?
Willis. Glenn Willis. Yeah, he's a senior. And Glenn was behind Jacoby Skinner, who left Sulphur as the all-time leading rusher.
Wow.
Yeah, he's at McNeese now, and Glenn was just patiently learning his role, you know, getting whatever crumbs he could make, and did a good job. And then, you know, now he's our feature back, and he runs a 4.4 40. You know, he scored a 70-yard touchdown through an alleyway this big, but once he squares his shoulders with the line, I mean, you know, he ain't going to finish second many of those races.
That's all fine and good. How did you keep Acadiana scoreless the whole second half?
Passion. It's love.
Yeah.
I mean, it's love for each other. I mean, our kids are going to fight, and that's what's fun to coach them. I mean, they give you energy.
Yeah.
Because you could see it in their eyes. They were not satisfied.
No.
Some teams are satisfied, you know, being in the ring. This team wants to win in the ring.
Yeah.
And, that's what's exciting to go to work for them.
Jeff Wainwright, Sulphur head football coach, IDing him. He's very smart. He's not, apparently, we're not going to get out of him schematically what he did.
No.
You don't want to tell anybody what you did schematically against Acadiana.
No, but I think I think coach don't want to give it away though. But I've seen some of Coach's players and some of his athletes there, and so, Coach, a lot of times, a lot of high schools can't create matchups or can't play people to the best of their opponent's ability. You've done that in several games to where you've got key people, Coach, that you put in space because you know of what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all coaches. You know, you gotta spend the time, know what they can do, and then you gotta give them a chance. A lot of coaches don't have the confidence to give their kids a chance. And I mean, high school football, I heard you talking about LSU's one-on-one defense. Yeah. Acadiana plays here to that Coke glass from you.
That's it.
And you got to give those guys a chance, the receivers a chance.
That's it.
And if you don't, you're playing into their favor.
You're exactly
the
right.
teams are going to do that. And that's playoff-style defense, and that's why Acadiana's so good.
Right.
And that's why, you know, the teams in the Dome that win the 5A, they have ways to press you and just see if you have the confidence in those players or the skill at those positions to compete. And if you don't, you know, it's going to be a long night.
That's a good point, Coach.
Sulphur topples the #1 ranked team in 5A, Acadiana, the Rams. Great win indeed. Now we've got a logjam atop, okay? The 3-5A. You just said it. You don't want to look back, but we're going to kind of force you to look back. How does this Sulphur team, as good as you are this year, okay, and I know you're going to hate this, but how does Sulphur lose 10 straight to Bard?
One at a time. One at a time. I mean, each game has its own circumstances.
I like that. We're going to use that.
Hey, Coach, that's about good as you can say it, okay?
I mean, one at a time. How you miss a 3-foot putt?
Yeah,
How can you miss 10 3-foot putts?
Yeah, that's right. You keep missing.
Play golf.
Yeah, not play golf. All right.
Wow.
And I mean that all due respect.
No.
Yeah, Barb, great tradition, but we were shocked when we talked about it after the game. We lose track. Sulphur has lost 10 straight to Bard.
Yeah.
But then you come up and beat Acadiana.
Yeah, hey, that's why it's high school football too. But they've had our number. Hats off to them.
Okay,
but they better not rest.
Today it comes out because of a bench clearing brawl. Friday in the LaGrange game against Lafayette. Both of them have to forfeit their games this week. Now I understand there have to be consequences. I understand, you know, you have to be penalized. But there are consequences to this beyond giving those two teams a loss. You're also in the middle of a district race giving two other teams a win, Acadiana and Sam Houston. Those teams were probably going to win anyway. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out if you could have a scenario that it would really have. What is your feeling?
Well, you know, going into, when you look at those two things, you never know who's hurt, who's injured on what squads, and how the matchup is actually going to play on the field compared to what it seems like just looking at schedules and scores. But, you know, the big thing is, you know, you got to have protocol for an emergency situation like that, and neither team seem to have, you know, control of the situation. Our state, our officials here in Lake Charles are good at this. They're going to look at the whole thing and decide that team needed to really be punished, both sides. And probably the problem was they probably didn't get off the field fast enough. And you know, the rule clearly states if you cross the line and you're engaged in a brawl, then you're suspended for the next week. Unfortunately for these two programs, and plus the other two programs, it's going to affect Sam Houston and Acadiana, you know, missing home games and things like that.
And you mentioned earlier, senior night.
Yeah,
for Sam Houston and Acadiana, for both of them.
But
plus, they lose the money at the gate.
The real issue is
they get an open gate.
There's no reason to have a fight on a high school football game. I mean, as passionate as it is,
but we know stuff happens.
Yeah, and things happen. Those kids are heated, and the seniors are down to the wire. The last couple of games, and you know, I think every one of those kids. We played Lagrange last week, man. Those kids played hard, and that was a good football team. But at the same time, you can't let your frustrations run into a boxing match, or you can't change the game in the middle of the game. It's still the game. It's a game that we love. It's a game that gives a lot of us blessings, and you got to protect that. That's what our association and they're sending them a strong message. They're sending all of us a strong message.
It's a life lesson for those young guys at Lagrange and also for Lafayette. Sulphur head coach Jeff Wainwright in our final minute. Coach, you don't have a week off. All right, you got New Iberia. Now, New Iberia isn't part of the upper tier, but
they have a very good head football coach, Coach Hudson. He's been around a long time. His dad was a very successful football coach, and they really know how to throw the football, and they know how to run the 50 defense. So we got our hands full.
You're going to have your hands. So going forward, you mentioned, I like that line, the trampoline. You want to spring forward from Acadiana. What do the Golden Tours have to continue to do to make that deeper run for this district race and, of course, postseason?
Well, the number one thing is just one day at a time, but just see the big picture of getting better. And we talked about it today in our film rooms. Before lunch, getting the game plan together, as well as reviewing the Acadiana stuff. You got to fix what's wrong, and then move on. And our kids are going to use that mentality, you know, for the rest of this season, and you know, hopefully we stay healthy and we have a good football team.
And that's key, Coach, because I've seen you when you healthy, Coach. You guys are pretty successful.
We wish you luck.
Thank you.
Have your guys stay healthy. Continued success. Jeff Wainwright, big win over Acadiana. New Iberia going to be at Sulphur, right? At Sulphur, at Matt Walker Stadium this coming Friday night, another big district matchup. All right, we're taking a short pause. Coming back, the Saints have won 4 straight. They're 4-2. Are we all believers? We'll find out in about 2 minutes. Stay right there.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of Soundoff60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Load up on entries for your chance to win a 2017 Chevy Silverado Black Ops or additional prizes.
So you haven't been hearing me talk about prices very much in our TV commercials lately, but there's some offers available on a Camry right now that are just too good to not talk about. With Toyota's rebates on our discounts, you can get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Camry, or if you like to trade up every couple of years, you can do what my wife and I do and lease one for $279 a month with $0 due at signing. You literally don't even have to bring your wallet with you to buy the car. If you've been thinking a Toyota Camry was a little bit more money than you wanted to spend, come let us show you how affordable it can be to own a new Toyota. Lake Charles Toyota, raise your expectations.
Welcome back. Before we go any further, I want to remind you here at Jack Daniels on the big stage Friday night, it's Junior Gordon, country music at its best. Not a NASCAR driver, all right? It's Junior Gordon.
If Junior Gordon isn't a NASCAR driver,
he should be. It combines 2 NASCAR names. What was it? Junior Johnson, one of the team, a legendary team owner, and then Gordon. Who was Jeff Gordon? Junior Gordon, country music right here at Jack Daniels Friday night. All right, gentlemen.
Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt, or Dale Earnhardt Jr., whatever it is that Kevin likes to spew there. All right, we still got the last segment. We got a lot of Trey Quinn to talk about, college football, and a whole lot more. Let's get on the New Orleans Saints. Winners of 4 straight. 0-2. I did the math. It didn't take me very long, gentlemen. The last 4 games this defense has given up an average of 17 points. 17 points. That can win games for you.
Yes, it can.
That can win games. Exactly.
Yes,
all right.
This
now,
is one of the most amazing snap your fingers turnaround I can remember. Because first and second game, the Saints were as bad an NFL team as I could remember.
Yes. Yes.
And it was like,
I got a theory.
voila, I dream of Genie.
Well, I got a theory on that. All right, before we go any further, all right, look, you can feel it by my vibe, okay? I said late in preseason, roll the tape, I think we're looking at a playoff team. That was late in preseason.
We haven't got
before
the 8
they started
games
0-2.
We haven't got the 8 games yet.
I know that. I think there's
the 8
enough
games yet
evidence. This, look, the way the other teams, I know it's early. This could be a playoff team. This could be a playoff. If this defense continues.
I'm not prepared to argue with you, and it's all because of their defense.
Of their defense.
Well, and yes. I mean, I don't know if it's an NFL elite defense.
No.
But it doesn't have to be. It just has to be okay.
Get to 15, 16, or 17.
Well, you know what, Rick, and valid enough by what you say. And the thing is this, Rick.
Poopot.
And we've
Come
always
on,
said it about
Poopot. I know
Saints.
you're going to.
If you've got Drew Brees, and if you can keep an opposing team to 17 points, by God, you might have a chance, dude. But now, look, we can't expect them to do that every week now. But this is my thing. With the teams that are in the Saints division right now, what the hell has happened to Atlanta?
I know.
Tampa Bay.
3-3.
What's happened to them?
Tampa Bay is 3-4.
What I'm saying, Rick, is that if the Saints continue to win,
and the Carolina Panthers are 4-3. Go ahead.
That is funny. At the
Saints
start
lead
of
the division,
season,
by the way.
It looked like 3 good teams and the Saints.
I know.
Yeah.
Now it looks. Well, I still think Atlanta's a good team.
They're a good team.
And now
something's
it looks
wrong
like
with them
the
right now.
Saints and 3 bad teams.
Yeah.
Although
Atlanta
will be okay.
You target Julio Jones 8 times, you complete 2 passes?
Well,
2 passes?
They played last night, Sunday night against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
Something's wrong.
Belichick is a smart guy. He's going to shut down somebody. All right, look. They survived, the Saints survived 2 kind of uncharacteristic first quarter interceptions by Brees, who basically just, I don't know, threw it in coverage. That happens in football, all right? But again, Ingram, Kamara, Thomas, Brees, the whole bit, they do enough, but this defense, and here's my theory. I don't want to run out of time. And look, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. When Anzalone, the long-haired linebacker, remember when he went out, when he kept getting burned by Gronk in that Patriot game, when he went out, I don't know, man. Robertson comes in.
You noticed that, huh?
I mean, that defense.
And I think the staff, I think the coaching staff knows it too. Okay, between
that
you
defense got a whole lot better without Anzalone.
Okay, this is the thing, Rick.
Go ahead.
You've got the Saints, Rick, right now, the way they're playing and everything. And let me tell you something, what makes it good for Drew Brees. When you've got Ingram running, Rick, I've seen this kid at Alabama. I've seen him at the Saints. I have never seen this kid, Ingram, run as hard as. Who told him something?
The last 2 years, he's been a bull.
Somebody told him
something.
The
last
or
2 years. Yeah, he's healthy.
If this kid can run the way he can you imagine how easy it is going to be for Brees to throw underneath coverage? Look, the kid number 19, what his name is? 14 for the Saints?
Oh,
the big kid.
19 is it? Ginn, Ted Ginn Jr.
Ginn is coasting. He's a duplicate of Colston. That's what they made him. He's your 3rd and 17 guy, Rick.
Michael Thomas is pretty good, like
Michael
Colston
Thomas maybe too, but when you need that 3rd and 17, Rick, Drew Brees has now got that target that he didn't have before.
And Willie Snead isn't playing every game either. This is Willie Snead.
He hasn't played yet. Huh?
He has played.
Yeah.
They activate and deactivate him in regards to what they want to do with the Jerry Lee Lewis kid. So.
Drew Brees doesn't have to throw the deep ball every series to get a completion. He's got receivers
so
now.
Are you a believer? Are you a believer?
To a degree.
It sounds like it.
To a degree. I'm just liking what I'm seeing, Rick. Honestly.
4-2, 4
and
straight.
And the kid right now that's got me mostly impressed is Ingram.
Okay.
I'm telling
Alvin
you.
Kamara is pretty doggone good.
I got to preface this. I was in the Memphis airport during this game.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, they didn't have it on.
Yeah.
I was trying to watch it on my laptop, and the Wi-Fi kept going on in and out. But from best I could determine, and I know Aaron Rodgers didn't play. It might have.
Can he interrupt you?
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to bring it up.
Do the Saints lose with the way that even? Do they lose to a Green Bay Packers team with Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, Rick. I have to say yes.
I'm not convinced.
I have to say yes, Rick.
I might be crazy.
Rick,
I'm not convinced. But go ahead.
Aaron Rodgers is going to give you 2 or 3 more
I'm not
touchdowns.
convinced.
Easy.
Go ahead.
Easy, Rick.
I will try to get a word
Go
in
ahead.
here in a minute. It's always tough. The thing that impressed me, it did not sound like the Saints really had their sharpest day.
They didn't.
And it's still won probably easier than the final score.
I agree.
In that they had control of the game without their best game.
Correct.
So that was encouraging. And if you remember, I was scared to death for them when after Aaron Rodgers got hurt, because you know what the Saints do the first time starting quarterback.
Yeah, they
turn them into an Aaron Rodgers.
Brant Hundley. Oh wow.
Well, let me tell you something.
He can elude the rush. I kept screaming,
he's gonna be a good
when
kid.
are they going to sack this guy?
He's going to be good, Rick.
I don't know.
He's going to be good. You give him
By the
time.
way, I almost thought Ole Miss's
impressed.
backup quarterback was better than the starter.
I thought he should have started, Scooter. I thought he should have started, Scooter. I'm serious. I thought he should have started.
Already laid out in regards to where the NFC South is. Bears at the Bucks, at Buffalo, hosting the Redskins, and at LA.
Yeah.
They got some interesting games in there, but Bears and Trubinsky is coming to the Dome this week. They're terrible. They're terrible.
The Bears are looking
and then
good,
the Bucks.
Man. That might be the team that
and then
makes the Saints
Buffalo.
rethink what they're doing.
At Buffalo is going to be a tough one.
Okay?
We'll see. All right, we're up against the clock.
All right.
Coming back, we're going to talk about Trey Quinn and a record in the NCAA and Alabama college football, Jim Harbaugh, Penn State.
Is it this week or next week?
It's coming up next week after this weekend's game. We're coming back in a couple minutes. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. Soundoff60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
So you haven't been hearing me talk about prices very much in our TV commercials lately, but there's some offers available on a Camry right now that are just too good to not talk about. With Toyota's rebates on our discounts, you can get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Camry, or if you'd like to trade up every couple of years, you can do what my wife and I do and lease one for $279 a month with $0 due at signing. You literally don't even have to bring your wallet with you to buy the car. If you've been thinking a Toyota Camry was a little bit more money than you wanted to spend, come let us show you how affordable it can be to own a new Toyota. Lake Charles Toyota, raise your expectations.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Load up on entries for your chance to win a 2017 Chevy Silverado Black Ops or additional prizes.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels. Guidry, Hobbs, Cerro here. We've had a great show, a lot of fun. So if you missed part of this show, watch it all week long on Suddenlink Channel 4, 9 o'clock every night. You can catch up on all what we talked about. Check out Sulphur head coach Jeff Wainwright and all the stuff we talked about with the Cowboys and the Tigers and the Saints. And repeat our top story of the week when it comes to high school. LaGrange and Lafayette forfeiting their games this week. They will not play. Sam Houston will not play, and Acadiana will not play because of the forfeitures, because of a brawl, a bench-clearing brawl a couple of Fridays ago.
Great way to go out.
Former Barb High School star and what I thought would be a budding star at LSU, he's since transferred to SMU, Trey Quinn, is burning it up, and he is giving all the credit his head coach at SMU and that offense. They throw the football a lot, and they are targeting Trey Quinn.
Well, to put it in perspective, Trey Quinn had 17 catches Saturday. LSU threw 17 passes.
Yeah. Yeah. He has an NCAA record of 15 or more catches in 3 straight games. Think about that. Think about that.
How does that happen?
This is now SMU is SMU now, but this is college football.
But the thing is, I know, and it's a little off Broadway.
A little mid-major, okay.
But I'm reading some of these stats from these offenses like this, and I'm thinking, how is there enough time in a game to catch 17
passes? Right, I'm with you.
Well, Scooter, you're throwing more than you're running.
Obviously.
They can't run at all.
Is that the journalistic input from Guidry this week?
I mean, I'm just saying, you're wondering how.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
If you throw the ball every down,
Trey Quinn set the record for high school receptions in a career. 50, I don't know what it was, 5,000, I can't remember. It was an incredible, no, it was yardage. It was over 5,500 yards. I think it was yards. I think it was yards.
Sure,
anyway, he set a record, a national record that still stands in high school. My belief going to LSU that he would succeed at LSU, my belief was...
Everybody thought that, Rick.
I
think he's a Sunday player. I think he's a Sunday player.
Let me tell you this, Rick.
I won't argue that.
Rick, let me tell you this. What we've got to look at, you're talking about a different breed of football when you're talking about the SEC. Kids there can make you believers. I'm just saying, Rick. Rick.
You're saying he couldn't compete in the SEC?
I'm not saying that, Rick. I'm not saying, but Rick, when you look at the talent level of defensive backs versus defensive backs that Trey Quinn are playing against right now,
I don't argue that.
You got to say there's a difference.
He ain't catching 15 passes a game in the SEC.
It ain't happening.
I know that.
No, but
it's not happening.
He might be catching 7.
Yeah.
Could be catching 10.
He just didn't.
But he's not going to do it every week.
But Miles wouldn't throw to him. They just didn't have the offense to target the slot guy.
Well,
I applaud Trey Quinn.
If what he wanted to do was go to an offense where he could catch 17 passes.
He's in the right place.
Then he did the right thing.
He did the right
place.
If he just wasn't happy with how many passes he was getting at LSU, he would have been fine staying.
Yeah.
Because they would have been throwing to him this year.
Look, before we move on, I ran into Deshaun Smith, former bar player, former tight end at LSU.
I did too.
He caught 17 passes in his LSU career.
Yeah. Well, he was a tight end, too.
Yeah.
I know.
But there's some tight ends.
He had a couple of free agent tryouts with Chicago and Charlotte in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's now going to become a state trooper.
That's a tough position.
More great to Deshaun.
Oh, Deshaun's a great kid, man.
More opportunity to showcase at LSU. He might be in the NFL. I don't know.
Success no matter what he does.
That's all I want to say.
If that's, it's his life, not ours.
I know that.
If that's what he wanted, was to go somewhere where they throw it a million times.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I agree.
He wanted to play for LSU, so he went to LSU. All right.
And our hats off
Alabama, off week. LSU, off week. We got another week of hype. They'll be #1 in the college football polls. Penn State crushes Michigan.
That gets me on my tirade.
Crushes.
Who has gotten more credit for less than Jim Harbaugh?
I'm going to throw an interesting stat. You're going to repeat my stat if I throw it out? I didn't realize this.
Scooter, why do you say that?
Here's the stat. No, here's the stat. I wrote this down. In 33 games.
You're talking about Coach Jim Harbaugh?
Harbaugh in his first 33 games.
All right.
He's 25-8. Brady Hoke, the man he replaced.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
25-8. To his
In
point,
his first.
Jim Harbaugh's a great coach. He's a great coach.
I think so.
He's a great coach.
When is he going to win a big game?
Good point.
This is his 4th year?
No, third. Third year.
Good point.
Third year.
But still,
He did turn them around quick, though.
He did.
Because they were going in the toilet.
He did.
They really were.
Even though already has some talent on hand.
Maybe.
Wait, now,
interesting.
Isn't his second year, didn't he make the
Yes.
He made the playoffs, Scooter.
No.
No, he was in a big bowl.
He's won in whatever against Michigan State, Ohio State, and
Penn State, yeah.
I thought he was
in
a big
one
game.
in 9 or something.
Penn State with Shaquan Barkley. Good gosh, if he doesn't win
That's
the
your
Heisman.
Heisman Trophy winner right
Trace
there, Rick.
McSorley.
He's just gotta stay
James
healthy, man.
Franklin. I mean, this
gotta
man
stay
is a
healthy.
great
That's your
coach in
Heisman
his
Trophy
own
winner,
right
no
at Penn
question.
State. All right, here we go. Georgia. Georgia's on a collision course with Alabama.
There's no doubt.
And I bring up
SEC
Georgia because I got to talk about Notre Dame.
There.
Huh?
That's your SEC championship
Could
game
be,
right
unless
there.
LSU upsets Alabama. Got to throw that in there. Got to throw that in there. Notre Dame has a 1-point loss to Georgia.
Yeah.
Early on, like first game, wasn't it?
Second or
Second.
third. Maybe third.
Notre Dame arguably has the toughest schedule in all of college football. They routed Southern Cal. If they win out, how do you not put Notre Dame? How do you not put Notre Dame?
Well,
with the
that'll be
schedule?
tough. But
That's the
let's
talk
keep in
right now.
mind, too.
But they've got to win out,
So
Rick.
far,
They've got to win out.
So far, Notre Dame has not played the toughest schedule.
You're right.
But
they will probably.
They have 3 or 4 very tough games
Yes,
coming
they do.
up.
If they win out.
So
if they
let's
win out.
see.
Let's see.
That's a big if.
Just saying.
I agree.
The Catholic boys from
It
South
is.
Bend may be there at the end.
Look,
Maybe
man,
there at
this
the
is-
end.
You're starting to see some parity, Rick, in all of this now.
It's
because
fun, isn't it?
It's teams that's rising to the top now.
Yeah,
You're saying,
it's
wait
fun.
a minute.
Don't count out
when
Clemson.
did this team get
Don't
good?
count out Clemson. We're
No.
out of time. More hype on Alabama LSU
It's gonna be a good
next
game.
week. You going to be here?
I'll be
for
here.
Hype Week?
I will be here.
If he'll be here on
I will
time,
be here. I will be on time,
he'll
too.
be on time.
Fight
I will
Hype
be
Week. Tide and Tigers all next
looking
week. It's
forward
been
to
fun.
it.
Thanks
We're
for watching,
starting
everybody.
without you
No,
next week.
never.
Yes, we are.
Soundoff60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.